What's going on, people? EJ Boxing Live here, Mr. James Ali Bashir. Hello, Mr. Bashir.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing fine.
You're doing fine. It's good to hear.
I'm doing fine. I feel good.
That's good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. All right. So I got you on the screen and stuff like that. All right. So, how you been anyway? First and foremost.
How am I doing? What?
I don't know. How you been? How you been?
I feel pretty good.
Okay, that's good. All right. So you saw the
I
fight.
just got back. I just got in from Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back in America. I just left Ukraine, so I'm feeling pretty good.
That's all right. That's what's up. That's what's up. So I was gonna get okay. So you saw the fights on the weekend, right?
Yes, yes. I saw the fights on Showtime.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah. I saw them.
And I went to sleep on the Canelo fight.
You went to sleep on the fight?
Yes, I did.
It was that boring?
I mean, I couldn't stay woke. I mean, it was boring to me.
You know, you're not the only one who said that. Actually, you know.
Huh?
You're not the only one who said that. I talked to a couple of people. I mean, it said it was boring. It was very boring.
It's part of today's boxing. Same old script. Good guy that's expected to win will surely win, and the guy that's expected to lose will surely lose.
Mm.
No element of suspense, no surprise, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I found it boring when you know what's going to happen in the end.
Mm.
I kept dozing off, and I was asleep about round 3, round 4, I was sleeping. There's no. I mean, look at the situation with Earl Spence and Crawford.
Hmm.
We can't get these guys in a ring with a gun. You know, we can't get them to fight.
Yeah.
You know, these guys were hemming and hawing for the last 2-3 years, and we can't get them in the ring. One guy come up, he wants 60-40 or 70-30. And come on, man. There has to be some kind of conclusion where we can see the fights that the fans want to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they act like they're the only ones that's involved. Of course, they're the ones that's getting in the ring, but it's the fans that's making these guys. What are you going to give to the fans?
Mm.
Nothing. You know, Crawford is saying he's not doing it for 60-40 or 70-30. You know, and Earl Spence seems bent on that deal. We get in the ring, but you got to give me 60-40. It's not right. He's a champion. You're a champion. Get in there, even Stevens, and fight. I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns probably the best welterweight fight in the history of the welterweight division. I don't think there's been a welterweight fight like that since then.
No, there isn't. No way.
I mean, there's been some good welterweight fights, but none on the level of Tommy Hearns and Ray Leonard that first fight. Mm. No. I'm trying to find out. You know, people say Sean Porter and Earl Spence was a good fight, but it wasn't on the level of Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard. No. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't think it was like that either, man. You know.
No, I haven't seen a welterweight fight like that since then.
100%, man. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't the best in it. It wasn't the best. Let's get it right. It wasn't that best. So what? Let's talk about the Smith fight. What happened in the Smith fight? What did you see? I mean, the man's got the height. The man's got the reach. So what's going on? What was missing for the layman who doesn't understand boxing?
He fought afraid. He did not commit to his punches. He did not utilize his physical attributes, his height, his reach, mobility. He didn't do nothing. He fought a scared fight.
How should he? How does he use that stuff though? For that, you know.
Huh?
How is he supposed? Tell people how is he supposed to use it against Canelo? Like you've got Glasharenko, you've been with Vladimir. How did these big tall guys how to dominate these short guys? What do they need to do?
Utilize his height and his reach. There's no big secret.
Yeah, how? That's what I'm trying to say. That's what everyone knows. I mean, that's why. I mean, me personally coming into the fight, I picked Callum.
Lateral, simple.
Yeah, go on.
Lateral movement, double, triple jabs, followed with the right hand. Nothing fancy. Basic stuff. Jab, right hand. Jab, right hand.
He did that though. He was doing that, but he wasn't landing. He was miss. Keller was making a miss and making him pay. He was stepping in.
Yeah.
And Keller, because he stepped in, then Canelo made him pay. And another thing as well, he was going backwards.
He was pity packing. He wasn't putting no meat on those jabs. He wasn't jabbing for the chest, the shoulders, the torso. He was jabbing for the head. And Canelo was able to get under those shots.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he did. So you see the swelling on his arm?
Yeah.
It looked like he burst a blood vessel in there.
Yeah, something is wrong.
Horrible. I haven't seen that since Rocky Marciano days.
That's got to be that. Canelo's got to get some credit for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's his punching power.
Punching the skin.
That comes from punching power. That comes from Canelo's punching power.
Punching the skinny man in his arms, man. It's horrible.
The reason that when I'm talking boxing, and I try to share wisdom with the young people in boxing, you know what they tell me when I tell them something? Mm-hmm. They tell me, "Oh, I knew that." That's what they always say. They say, "Oh, I knew that." In other words, what took me 35, 40 years to understand, to know something is only to know when you understand it. And if you don't understand it, you really don't know it. Mm-hmm. And it took me all of these years to understand the nature of what I'm doing. And these young people that I come in contact with, guys that's 30, 35, 40, 45, they'll say, "Oh, I knew that. I knew that." In other words, I'm not telling them nothing that they don't already know. Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things is that I tell these guys that I'm working with that the situation with boxing is 1 minute.
No worries.
The situation with boxing is that the ref tells you, he comes in the locker room and tells you, says, "Look, no low blows. Anything above the waist." When a guy steps in the ring, then the navel button is supposed to be showing. Mm. The navel button is supposed to be exposed. Anything below the navel button is a low blow.
Okay.
So these guys that wear the cups and go over the navel button, if they get hit on that cup, the referee can't call it a low blow because they got the cup over the navel button. Mm. Some boxers like to wear the cup over the navel button. They feel more safe when they have it over the navel button. It's
protection around the body.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be, the navel button is supposed to be exposed. Yeah. So that they can clearly understand where low is. You understand? And a lot of times they don't have it like that. So if Canelo deserves some credit for what happened to Smith's arm. Yeah. Because Canelo is fighting the proper fight. He's fighting everything from the navel button up. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Well, he did. He bashed him up, man. He bashed him up. He bust him up, man. He bust up that kid. The kid's never been beat up like that before. I tell you what, it was uneventful. It was. I'd have preferred if he got knocked out. To be fair. And then the funny thing about it, people criticizing Anthony Joshua's performance versus Kubik Pulev last week. Imagine that.
No, they're wrong. He fought a beautiful fight.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Listen, now, I don't think that Smith won a round in that fight.
I gave him about 3 or 4 rounds, man.
Yeah, well, it didn't show the scorecards because the scorecard said 111, 117,
Mm-hmm.
109, 109, 120, 119.
Yeah, I know he got blown out.
So it didn't reflect on those scorecards, you know?
Well, on my scorecard when I finished it was like I think it was like 116, 109 or something like that. So yeah, it was a blowout, man. It was a complete blowout. I mean, he looked like he didn't deserve to do that. Does he establish himself as pound for pound number one now, in your opinion?
I don't get caught up in that. Number one. I don't get caught up in that kind of stuff. You know, I just want to see good guys go out and exemplify their skills, the application of their skills. You know, I haven't even sat down and tried to think about who is pound for pound number one, who's the A side, who's the B side. I just want to see good fights.
Okay. Who does Canelo fight next? Are you interested in who he fights next, or you just want to see the best versus the best? Billy Joe Saunders.
Well, if they can't make Spence for them, let's make Spence Canelo.
That's what Canelo. I think that's what Spence is talking about.
Yeah, well, let's see it. I'd be interested in seeing that. I think that's an exciting fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very exciting fight.
Yeah, I think so as well. But overall, that to finish the
but
year,
I don't want it to take 5 years to make. I mean, I just like to see it in a couple of months. It takes these guys nowadays so long to fight. I can see why so many people walking away from boxing because it takes so long to make the fight. MMA, you always see the best versus the best.
But they ain't getting paid like that. And boxing has different. Boxing has more. It's more complicated. There's no one under the one roof. And basically, he's making in-house fights.
Look.
That's easy to do.
I don't really care for MMA, but from my observation, it does not take forever for the best to fight the best.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't take forever. They got the best fighting the best in MMA all of the time. Boxing, it takes you 3, 4, 5 years.
Well, Leonard, that happened in the 80s in the golden era, man. Leonard was playing around.
Leonard fought Hearns. The fight with Leonard and Hearns was made relatively early.
What about the Hagler fight, man?
Yeah, well, can you blame it?
No, man, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, so it's been happening for a while. In the 90s, Roy Jones didn't fight Darius Mikucheski. Lennox Lewis didn't fight.
Roy Jones didn't fight Mikucheski. He didn't fight Collins. He didn't fight Ben.
Yeah.
He didn't fight Eubank.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Roy didn't fight the fight that's going to leave a question mark on his career.
He
was good, but who was Roy Jones' Super Bowl?
Oh, Super Bowl fight that he would have got the big credit. I don't know, man. That's a good question. I'm not too sure.
He needed Eubank. He needed Ben.
Oh, Jerry McClellan would have been his Super Bowl fight, right?
Yeah, of course.
Jerry McClellan, you know what I mean? That would have been a super
fight. But off the top of your head, he fought the best fights he fought. I think he fought James Toney and he fought
Bernard Hopkins.
Oh God, those were two miserable fights.
Yeah, Bernard Hopkins, yeah, they were terrible. That's what I'm saying.
They were two terrible fights.
Yeah, they weren't that good. The thing is, I don't know how they gave him the fight of the decade when he never fought the people that around the Holyfield fought, or even Lennox Lewis, or even Mike Tyson. I mean, they fought each other in the night. They fought each other. I know the Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson fight took a while, but the rest of the Evander Holyfield fought everyone, and Parnay Whitaker fought the best day. He fought Chavez. He fought the names.
For Virgil Hill.
Yeah, Virgil Hill. Yeah, he did fought. He fought what's his
You know,
name?
but
Mike McCallum. Mike McCallum. He beat Mike McCallum as well.
no, he didn't fight Mike McCallum.
Yeah. Roy Jones beat. Yeah, he beat Mike McCallum.
He didn't fight McCallum. Mike McCallum. Old man Mike McCallum. I'm thinking about Mike McCallum, Gerald McClellan.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
He beat an old McCallum.
He was the champion though. He was the champion though, who just beat
Yeah, McCallum was over the hill though. He was way over the hill.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Still the champion.
McCallum was way over the hill. So that don't count. That don't count.
But he beat Jeff Harden, who beat Dennis Andrews. He upset him.
Yeah, but Mike McCallum was way over the hill when he fought Roy Jones.
They all over the hill. He's still over the hill. He wasn't his best. I give you, but he's still the name. I mean, he's still Mike McCallum. I mean, he went.
Yeah. But I'm saying he didn't fight the Mike McCallum that could have gave you concept.
No, you're
right. I mean, Roy just dominated Mike McCallum. Mike McCallum was just I think that might have been his last fight. Mike McCallum's last fight.
Yeah, it was his. I think it was. Yeah, and there's a 4-weight champion, Mike McCallum. He could have been a 5-weight champion, but he missed. What weight did he miss out? Middleweight.
He was junior middleweight.
Yeah,
and light heavyweight. I don't think he fought as. Did he fight at super middleweight?
I don't think so. No. He fought light heavy.
Yeah, he fought light heavy. Yeah. He skipped right over super middleweight.
No, I think he skipped. No, did he skip middleweight? No, he did fight middleweight. Yeah, you're right. He skipped over
middleweight. He skipped over super middleweight.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he could have been a 4-weight champion, but it was a 3-weight champion. Yeah.
But Roy Jones hurt himself when he didn't go to the UK to fight Darius Mikushevsky, Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank, and Collins.
Yeah,
he needed those 4 fights. Yeah,
to test him. Yeah, of course.
And then he came over here and fought Calzaghe.
Yeah.
Late.
Well, Calzaghe could have fought him earlier, but he didn't want to say he didn't want to play. He didn't like planes. And then when he got rid of Frank Warren, then he jumped on a plane. So they all got excuses. But
who didn't like planes?
Joe Calzaghe. That's why he didn't come over earlier.
Well, Roy could have came over and fought Calzaghe too.
Roy, they're on that. See, this is the thing. Even when Roy wasn't doing anything, the A-side thing, Leonard was on the A-side thing as well. They're all on that. They all get to the point where they want to control the power. They want to control the narrative. Leonard, when he fought Hagler, he said he wanted 12 rounds, not 15. And then Hagler conceded to these demands. And even though Hagler was the reigning champion, middleweight champion, he conceded. If the fight was 15 rounds, that would have been.
Yeah, because Marvin wanted to make that money, so he went on. He went along the crib.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the same with Roy Jones. Roy Jones is the one who controlled the thing, and that's the same with Canelo today. They control it. They control it. When they get in control of the board, they control it. You should know when Vladimir was there, he was in control of the board. He dictates what's going on. When you get control of the thing after your hard work, you don't want to let go of it. So you make sure you control and squeeze it out until the last drop. Even now, Mayweather doesn't want to let go. He wants that fight with Jake Paul, innit? Logan Paul.
Oh man, Manny Pacquiao, 42 years old now. He says that he wants to fight Earl Spence next year and McGregor next year.
Yeah, I want to see that. That's good.
And he's 42 years old.
Yeah, and if he wins his resume, if he keeps winning like that, he doesn't need to. He's already established himself. But why does he? He gives out his money when he goes to the Philippines, right? He has a line of people when he gets to the Philippines outside his house, and then he just gives away his money. Freddie Rhodes told me. If Freddie Rhodes said he had to save money, he's got some money saved up for Manny Pacquiao for a rainy day, because when he gets back there, he just gives out his money. He just gives them out 50, gives out whatever their money's called. He gives it out 50-50. Everyone in the queue just gives his money because they're so poor in the Philippines. That's why they love him so much. Gives out all his money, so he's probably gave out all his money, so he's fighting, but that's why he's probably still fighting. I don't think he's broke because he's a senator or whatever, congressman, but
I guess his brother doesn't fight anymore.
Nah, I don't think so. And then remember time he had his businesses, one religious guy told him that it's a sin to have all your business, so he sold off all his businesses. He had a lot of shops downtown in where's it called? In General City, Santos, wherever it is.
Yeah.
He gave them all up.
Well, getting back to Roy Jones, I think that Roy did himself a disservice by not fighting those guys in the UK. I thought, because I mean, you know, he had no real reason for not going there. Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson did it all the time.
Yeah, and they both and then Robertson lost to Randy Turpin, didn't it?
And Turpin, we lost him. But the fact of the matter was, he rolled the dice. He came over there to fight him.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Roy Jones, right? I don't know what way his mindset is that, but he's a country boy, and he likes where he is, controlling it in America, and that was his attitude. You know what I mean?
Same with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, exactly. The two, you're right. It was.
Floyd Mayweather fought his whole career in Las Vegas.
Well, New Jersey, Las Vegas, in Michigan.
Oh yeah. A splinter down here and there, but for the most part, Las Vegas.
In the last project, well, that's where the big money was at, isn't it? Las Vegas. I mean, the money was always in America. It's always New York or Vegas, right?
The money was wherever Floyd Mayweather went.
Well,
if he came to the UK, I think he would have made more money.
Well, over here?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, Vegas, man.
I think that he would have came, if he came to UK to fight Ricky Hatton, he would have put the purse would have went through the roof.
Let me think about it. Yeah, you're right.
The purse would have went through the roof if he came to London to fight Ricky Hatton.
He would have got stuck. With the UK, you know, I think it was the best thing for him to stay where he was, man. Sometimes, yeah, when you leave your home, you got to deal with these people and they dodgy. The Winky Wright went abroad. A lot of times they rob you, man. They do some shady stuff, man. And these dodgy commissions. That's why people stay where they are.
People could tell me what Floyd would have did to Winky Wright. I don't think he would have did nothing to Winky Wright. That's why he never fought him.
Well, De La Hoya never fought him either.
Yeah, I know that.
No one was
Floyd Mayweather and De La Hoya, they understood what they was getting into to fight Winky Wright.
Yeah, they did.
And they said, thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah, it's a hard night at the office.
That's right. That's right.
So listen, let's get back to the topic. Yeah, Callum Smith, right? He to me, like he won the World Boxing Super Series against George Groves, who was injured, had an injured arm. He had one fight with John Ryder, struggled, and then he gets the biggest fight of his life, and he more or less conceded to me. Canelo going forward at 168, what would you like him to do? He's already won a belt at 175, but he didn't fight at 175. Well, he was under, so it was. And now he's won. Now he doesn't look that powerful at 168. What would you like Canelo to do next? Or you just?
I'd like for him to resume his position at 160 and fight the Charlos.
Oh yeah, that would be good. That would be good, right?
I'd like for him to drop down to 160 and fight Charlo.
I don't think I think that's a very hard fight for him. I don't see how he wins that fight though.
I think it'll be a very, very good fight.
I think it'll be a good fight. I think he get his ass whooped though.
Yeah, perhaps so, but I would like to see it.
He's no longer with Oscar De La Hoya. Eddie Hearn seems like he's in control now, because Eddie Hearn he was talking in the press conference and saying what Canelo this and Canelo that. So I think him and Canelo, they've got some understanding about where they want to go. And as far as he's probably wanting to fight Billy Joe Saunders. I think Eddie Hearn has a couple of UK fighters he wants him to fight. So I think Billy Joe Saunders will be the next one. The Charlo brothers, right? They've unified. One of them.
Billy Joe Saunders is not that exciting a fighter.
No, of course not. Of course not.
It's just a difficult fight, you know, for nothing, you know. Billy Joe Saunders he's not an attractive fight.
Nope. Well, the UK
he's
would
just
turn
not
up.
attractive.
The UK would turn up though. You know what I mean? The UK audience will turn up though. They'll pay for that. Trust me, they'll pay for that. Yeah, it'll do money. It'll do money. Not from maybe America, but it'll do money from here. And then again, you said over here. Over here, it does money. Like you said, our sport's a world sport, though, you know?
Billy Joe Saunders can't sell peanuts in America.
As he fought in America, did he fight David Lemieux? He didn't. He can't sell peanuts, you know?
Yeah. He can't. They can't. I mean, Billy Joe Saunders, he can't. Nobody knows of me.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
And he's not visible. He's not visible enough.
Did you hear what Errol Spence said? He said if Crawford doesn't concede to his demand, it's not happening. So he said 60-40. It was on the telecast on the Zone broadcast.
Yeah. I understand that guys want to get paid. I have no problem understanding that. But that just tells me that fight's not going to happen. And this is just not going to happen. 60-40. Come on, man. He's a champion and you're a champion. What right do you have to say 60-40? You don't have no leverage to say 60-40. Come on, man. Both of you guys are going to get paid handsomely. You're going to make money.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're talking about 60-40, so that's just another way of saying I don't want to fight.
Yeah, well, 60-40 ain't. Well, hey, listen. Hey, it's not. You're right. Maybe. What they should just do it 50-50, and that was it, right?
50-50, and let's go.
That's what I said. But I said the same thing with AG and Wilder.
Now, if you want after I beat you, now it's going to be 60-40.
Oh, yeah? Okay. But Gladman never used to do that. Gladman was never on that. With anyone he fought, he looked at their value and said, you ain't worth nothing. You'll be lucky if you get like 2% from me. He was ruthless, man. Gladman was ruthless on it, So, a lot of these guys are doing that. Well, actually, he didn't have the competition like they do in the welterweight division. But you're right. It's another way of kind of getting himself out of the fight. So I have to concede. All right, I've got a few questions for you anyway. We've got Lady Sham question. First question she wants to ask, yeah? Can you ask Mr. Bashir, what do you think of the new weight class, the bridge weight? So it's between cruiser and heavyweight. What do you think?
Yesteryear, I would have opposed that. Because I'm just old school. I mean, they only had, like the lightweight division, the welterweight division, the junior middleweight division and the middleweight division. They come in, but it was the middleweight division originally. Went from welterweight to middleweight to light heavy to heavy. But now I'm looking at it differently. The boxers, they work hard. These people go out there, they put their lives on the line to entertain us. So yesterday I might have opposed it, but I suppose I can agree with it because you got a lot of guys that stuck. Like you got guys like Michael Hunter, Alexander Usyk. Those guys are going to go for the whole ball of wax at heavyweight. But I think this new division is from 118 to 218 to 224, I believe it is. That's what the division is entailing. 218 to 224. And anything else that is a super heavyweight, So they're going to, anything after that is going to be heavyweight. So, I mean, that they call it a weight, some kind of weight, I forget the name of it.
It's bridge weight, 200 to 224.
Yeah, bridge weight.
Yeah.
But I suppose that, so that the boxers can make money, I agree with it, I agree with it, because it's a business, man, that's all it is. So, yeah, tell the young lady that, yeah, I agree with the weight. Yesterday, I would have been opposed to it, but I'm for the boxers. I'd like to see all the boxers make some money.
Yeah, I agree.
They got families and they got homes and stuff. So, yeah, it's good for business. It's good for the divisions.
Okay, Lady Sham says, Canelo says he's not going down to 160.
Yeah, so I guess that that him and Charlo's gonna have to bang out at 168.
Yeah, I mean, listen. America needs to take over some of the divisions. I think it's been a long time since an American, whether you're Mexican or American, took over the 160 division. The 168 division has always belonged to the UK, and now we've lost the control. Like I'm talking about from the start of the 168 division started in the 90s. It started in the 90s? Yeah, it started in the 90s.
Yeah, 168 division.
89.
America has never held that down that much. I mean, Andre Ward did it.
Yeah. But not really. Since it started, like Hearns was there, You know, James Toney was there, and then after that, the Europeans, Joe Kawasaki, Ben Eubank, Collins, Carthroch. They've been holding it down, and now like we've lost the control of that division when really it's been in the UK hands for a very long time. You know, James DeGale, George Groves,
Right.
what's his name, Richie Woodhall, Robin Reed. It's a lineage of UK guys in that, and also the cruiserweight division that used to be American. That's lost as well. So a lot of them in between divisions going up there. The light heavy, what's it called again? Super middleweight. I think the Americas lost that, so Canelo's kind of reclaimed that. The middleweight division's been in Europe for a minute. You know, it's been in Germany. Been in Germany, Argentina. America's lost control of some of the divisions, right?
Yeah.
Not really good for boxing. What you think about at least with the heavyweights in the UK, at least the English speaking, what should I say? Is boxing's in a good place because at least they can as easily a dialogue. I realized that when Lomachenko was fighting Teofimo Lopez and he lost to him, and it was much easier for the people to get information with Teofimo Lopez than it was for Lomachenko. You have to talk through an interpreter, which is quite hard sometimes, you know.
But you know what people don't understand is that I've been with Lomachenko a lot. You know, in Ukraine, in California. I've even been to his house, and Lomachenko speaks English better than what he lets on.
Well, he should do that then, because at the end of the day, his marketability is killing. This is the thing. When any guy used to come, Roberto Duran didn't want to do it.
Lomachenko doesn't feel like he lost the fight to Teofimo.
What do you think?
I thought that he lost the fight. I thought that he fell behind too early, and that in the latter part of the fight, he didn't make up. He didn't make up enough rounds to get the win. I haven't watched it again. I have to sit down and watch it. But from where I was sitting from originally, I didn't have him winning the fight. But he thinks that he won it. He said that he got jobbed in the fight.
Yeah, he's complaining, and also Usyk's complaining about Derek Chisora.
Yeah, but see, Usyk was complaining, saying that he didn't know the size of the ring, and he's saying something about Chisora's glove. But I think that's not the issue for the promoters. I think that's the issue for the Usyk's corner, his brain trust. His brain trust has got to confront the people in charge, the powers that be, and say, look, we want to examine the ring inside and out, and we want to look at these gloves before we get to the ring. So I think that his beef is not with the promoter. The beef should be with the people that surround him.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That he just, just one of them things there, isn't it? One of them things there is that's really bad, man. You know what I mean? He just, I've never, Usyk, you've
well, I mean, they said the gloves, I think it was Fly. The name of the gloves is Fly.
Yeah.
They said the gloves just doesn't have enough padding in them.
Yeah.
So I think they should come to some kind of conclusion before they get to the fight. Before they get to the week of the fight, I think it's something that has to be clarified and straightened out 2 weeks before the fight. What gloves we're using. Come together with Usyk's camp and the camp of the people that he's going to fight. Come in there with established gloves, Reyes, Everlast, Grant, and set that and bring in the pairs of those gloves. The established gloves, Reyes, Grant, Everlast. All these other new gloves, no. You can't come in there with all these new gloves because those gloves have not had a time to establish themselves. The gloves Fly, it said the Fly didn't have enough cushioning in it, you know?
Yeah.
You can still have 8 ounces, but where's the 8 ounce at? The 8 ounce could be in the sleeves, down by the sleeve, down by the wrist. Don't have to be where the knuckles are, you know? The whole idea, I think, what Usyk is saying is safety. You know, you don't want some guys out there. I think Muhammad Ali was in, what was he, in Germany or Britain?
Yeah.
When he fought, who was it, Brian London? He fought in 6 ounce gloves.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, yeah, small, whatever. Yeah.
6 ounce gloves, 6 ounces. God dog, man, that's serious, man. 6 ounces just for heavyweights. Yeah, man, that's really tough.
Yeah, they changed. Obviously, they changed that. This is what I'm saying about the commissions and that they started to change things up. As he came over more often, obviously they made it more safer.
Well, later on they went to 8 ounces, but I think George Foreman fought a guy named Joe King Roman, and he fractured Roman's arm or his forearm or something. And after that day, they said, no, the heavyweight got to wear 10 ounce gloves. This is too bad. I mean, you Foreman messed up somebody's arm.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and they said from that point on, they had to put 10 ounce gloves on. So they said anything below 154, you got to wear 8 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
Anything 154 and above, got to wear 10 ounces.
Yes, 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 yes.
And I'm for that. I'm for it because I don't want to see people get injured. I want, when boxers are finished, I want them to be able to go home and, you know, resume the rest of their lives. You know, I don't want them to be all punched out of their mind when they finish boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm in agreement with that. I'm in agreement with the new division because it gives more boxers an opportunity to make money. That's what I'm looking at the end of the day. I prefer for it if it was possible to make, you know, the bantamweight, you know, the featherweight, the lightweight. You know, make the weights. But life is what it is. You know, we have the junior divisions. We have the junior featherweight, junior lightweight, you know, junior welterweight, and it gives more boxers opportunities to make money. That's what it boils down to at the end of the day. And I want all the boxers to go home and be able to take care of their families after they finish their boxing careers.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you. You know, end of the day,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm happy to see. I mean, these guys are entertaining us.
yeah.
So let them people make money. You know, if they come up with another division, hey. And I think it's fair. You know, you got guys out there, you know, they max out at 213, 214 in pounds, 210 pounds. That's the max that they can get. So now they're way over the cruiserweight limit. They got to struggle to get down the cruiserweight, you know. So if they make a division between that says, okay, you can weigh 218 to 224. It's all right with me. It's all right.
Yeah. So
A lot of people will say, no, it's too many divisions, isn't it? Because those people never been in a boxing ring. They don't understand what these guys and girls go through inside that boxing ring. So I'm just being respectful and looking out for the boxers. You know, I'm appreciative of the people who go in the boxing ring. You know, I mean, I've made a lot of money over the years with, you know, training boxers. So I got the greatest respect in the world for them.
mm,
And I'm you know I'm all for looking out for the boxers. I'm looking out for them. I want for them to, when they finish their career, that they got money, stability in their lives. You know, I don't want them to be having to go get a job and stuff after they. A lot of people do, but I'd like for them to have money saved and so they can move on.
mm. No, you're right. You're right. That's what it comes down to. So, um, the years come to an end. Well, we had some great fights. Daniel Dubois, Anthony Yard. You know, we had some good fights over here in the UK. So
Yard made a mistake in that fight. He made a big mistake.
go on.
They were in my opinion, you know, I'd have to hear a word from Yard in the corner. But from where I was sitting at watching the fight, it seemed like they did a lot of rah cheerleading, but they didn't do a lot of teaching. You know, they didn't give a lot of devoted direction to as to what to do. Not one time in that corner did I ever hear somebody say, "Listen, you need to cut the ring off." Not one time did I hear him say, "Hey man, you're falling behind in the fight." He
Mm-hmm.
gave away those first 5 or 6 rounds. He lost those first 5 or 6 rounds bait with one jab, with the jab. He kept piling on the points, piling on the points, piling on the points, and I had him behind going into the 6th round.
Yeah. Would you think of the instruction in the corner when Tunde Ajayi said that I think his hand might be broken. You know, I'm not maybe wrong, but I think his hand might be broken. And then Yard was moving in, and then he got caught by the right hand. Well, what was your take on that? I mean, I don't know if you heard that.
Well, I don't think that the opponent, what's his name, Lyndon?
Lyndon Arthur.
Yeah, Lyndon. I don't think that he was throwing the right hand that much because it might possibly have been something wrong with it, and they should have saw that there and told him, said, "Listen, cut the ring off." They never. Not one time did they say cut the ring off. They said lions in the camp, lions in the camp, lions in the camp. Well, cut the ring off. Cut the ring off. Go to the body. Let's roll the dice here. We're falling behind. You got to light a fire under the boxing sometimes. You got to light a fire under them and say, look, we're falling behind. Let's cut the ring off, force him to the ropes, and bang his body. Let's try to slow this guy down. But all night long, he followed Lyndon Arthur around the ring. After the Yard followed him around the ring, and Arthur was dictating with a jab. He was winning the rounds with a jab. So yeah, I didn't see a lot of application as far as him getting to Lyndon Arthur and doing something, making a difference. I didn't even have to fight that close. They had to fight close. I didn't have that.
How many rounds you have it? And when my initial
I had the fight scored 116, 112.
How many rounds? How many rounds you have Lyndon Arthur up? 8. What? What's that sound like?
I'd have my nine rounds.
9 rounds.
nine rounds. You know, at least nine.
You wasn't impressed, man.
No, because I saw Anthony Yard was doing a lot of gyrating and posing and bending down and bending up and making all these moves. But I didn't see no jabs or no right hands coming off of that movement. You know, I just didn't see it.
In the last round, he went for it, right?
Yeah, too little, too late.
That's what I thought. He was challenging for that belt. That was the Commonwealth belt. He was challenging it. You know, you got to take it.
The best I could do for Anthony Yard against Lyndon Arthur is 115, 113. But I definitely didn't have no split decision.
150, no.
Did you have a split decision?
No. I did up by 4, but then I because of Yard's domination in the last round, I kind of I gave it like a 10-8, then it was like 2 points, but I had it up initially by 4. You know what I mean? But it was. I can't see neither one of those guys. I can't see neither one of those guys going up to better beat. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. I was saying the light heavyweight division is stacked. It's got animals in that light heavyweight division. I don't think people really understand. I mean, the domestically
better be or Bivol. They can forget it.
But what about what's his name again? The Brazilian. They got the Brazilian guy who knocked out Sergio Corvo. He's still waiting. You got John Smith. Is it Joe Smith Jr.? There's loads of guys in there. Like they're really stacked. Callum Smith actually is the best in England. Callum Smith's the best in England right now. No one's going against him. No one's really calling at him. So they got some guys there. Yard's got some work. And the thing is, to be fair, as a light heavyweight, he's not that tall. So he's encumbered him to kind of get in. Because all the guys are kind of built the kind of the same way. They're all tall. They all got good jabs.
I've never seen Anthony Yard. What is he? 5'11"?
It's about 5'11". Yeah, about the same build. Yeah, height as Mike Tyson. 5'11", 6 foot. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he needed to let his hands go. He didn't do that. I had to lose in that fight.
Yeah.
He was very lucky that they said split decision because they made him look better than what he fought.
Yeah. I know. See, Daniel Dubois. You know what I mean? you know, you work with young prospects, yeah. I saw you working with Ingram Jones, yeah, and I saw you working on the hand movement. You know, moving your hands, the shaking, not letting your opponents moving your well, maybe not shaking, yeah, moving your arms up and down, not letting your opponent know what you're gonna do next, and the little head movement. Daniel Dubois, everyone's
It's
talking.
all part of boxing. That's why I say the logistics of boxing
Mhm.
has strayed away from what the direct teaching should be. You know, you got these guys, that little thing where they walk through the ladder with this, they go up and down the ladder, they walk in with their step, put their feet in, put their foot in, they put their foot out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I see a lot of things that I think, if this is my opinion, when people want to justify a tactic in boxing, they will find a way to justify what they're doing. I just don't think that a lot of stuff that's in boxing is really necessary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see a lot of things that are being done in preparation that, in my opinion, is just not necessary. You know, I trained a boxer to get in there and box, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever the case might be. And I concentrate on the logistics of what's going to happen in that match or what I think is going to happen. I'm preparing for the expected and the unexpected. So I don't want to do a whole lot of things. Those little sponge things that they use when they got the doctor, the guy ducking and bobbing on the little sponge things. I don't like that. It's just a bunch of stuff that I just don't think is necessary. Because once you get punched in your face, everything changes. Once you get hit on the chin and drop on that floor, everything changes. Then the last thing on your mind is that aerobic style pad work. All right?
Aerobic. What do you mean aerobic style pad work? What Tunde and the Yard do? You call it aerobic style pad work?
Yeah. Pity pat, flippy slap, tricks, tricks with mitts.
Trick with mitts.
Tricks with mitts. That's what I call it. Tricks with mitts. You understand? Like I said to Ingram some time ago, I said Roy Jones, Muhammad Ali, and Floyd Mayweather got more people knocked out single-handedly than anybody else in history.
Roy
Because
Jones.
people are always trying to emulate their styles.
Oh yeah,
that type of pad work, only one could benefit from that is Floyd Mayweather.
Okay, I got you.
You know, anybody you see Roy Jones, his style of boxing is made for Roy Jones. Muhammad Ali's style of boxing is made for Muhammad Ali. Everybody else gets in trouble. So what I do is I try to teach an individual, male or female, the logistics of boxing, and you derive and create your own style. But I would not have nobody try to emulate Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones, or Muhammad Ali. I wouldn't do that. I would not invite them to do that.
I have a question from Lady Sham. She said, should boxers like Anthony Yard focus on the peekaboo style?
I think Anthony Yard should just be himself. I think the peekaboo style, it's just certain things I just don't do with boxers. I don't teach boxers that stuff really. That cross-arm defense that Archie Moore and George Foreman use. I don't teach that.
I like it though.
Yeah, if you can get your hands straight out in time to throw punches, it's a cross-arm defense. I just don't. When you got your arms crossed like that, I'm just thinking, how do you be offense?
Yeah, well, Henry Armstrong was effective, and Joe Frazier, Ken Norton, who else used it? I think what's his name? George Foreman used it, but Henry Armstrong, bro, he used that thing to go up multiple weights, so it has its effects, Steve.
But it's something that has to be done instinctively. I would not ever teach that to my boss.
Yeah, I've got you. Yeah, you're right. So what?
It's an instinctive thing.
Yes, yeah. So what are you saying? Yard's not himself. Like they're trying to mold him on the Mayweather kind of mold. That he didn't use none of that stuff. He doesn't use none of that stuff no more. I mean, he does all that stuff like the pad work and all that. But when
Yard is a big muscular kid.
Yeah.
In that Mayweather style is going to take away from his power. Yard went to the dance based a lot centered around his power.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you out there trying to do the stuff that Mayweather do is going to take away from his power because he's not going to extend his punches. He's not going to get those punches off, relaxed punches.
Mm.
He's a big, strong kid, and he's got power in those punches. He's got to extend those punches. I'm not saying reach with the punches, but he's got to have relaxed punches when he lets those punches go. They got to be relaxed.
But he's still knocking guys out. His knockout percentage is pretty high, and I think he broke up Lyndon's ribs in one of the punches. But his defense, man, is defense. Lack of defense. He's getting hit. No head movement, like you said, cutting off the ring. Fight going to his strengths, not going to his weaknesses. He's trying
to. Boxing is the only sport that your friend can screw up and y'all still be friends. But in the corporate world, if you screw up, the board of trustees call you and say, "Listen, man, you screwed up. You messed up. We gotta let you go, man. We gotta let you go. Maybe we can come over. You can come over to the barbecue this year, but you can't leave this front office. You come past and get some hot dogs or something at the barbecue, but you can't leave the front office no more. They'll let you go." So boxing is the only sport that that you even in baseball, basketball, football, if the coaches mess up, they have to be removed and they'll replace them. In every sport, they'll remove you. If you drop the ball, they'll remove you. Say, "Look, you got to step out of there, and somebody else got to step in your place to teach this guy." Boxing is the only sport that continues on the same person. I thought Tunde and them dropped the ball in that fight.
So would you think Tunde should add to his camp, bring some other trainer in, or Yard should find another trainer?
I think Yard should find somebody that's the leader. And if he brings somebody in, he got to let Tunde just be his confidant. But every time I've gone into another camp to take over for another trainer, I told the boxer right off the bat that I don't need the people that was here. I don't want nobody around. Those guys got to go. You got to clean up. You got to clean house. Because if you got some of the old crew left there, somebody is always going to be there to be backstabbing you and undermining what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Everybody got to go.
Mm-hmm.
You want to start new? You want to start fresh? Okay, all those guys got to go. Call them up on the phone, write them a letter, but they can't come in this camp. Not what I'm trying to teach.
Mm-hmm.
That's my position, I don't want to go in there trying to spit against the wind, and that's what you'll be doing. If you try to teach with somebody in that camp that was part of the old guard, they're going to be undermining what you're doing. I've been there, done that. I don't want it.
Yeah, I understand. Well,
if I'm there trying to teach, I want them. You got to clean house. Everybody got to go.
Yeah, well, Joshua added to his camp. Robert McCracken is still the head trainer, but I think reason why he added to his camp because I think Joshua wanted a 24-hour coach trainer with him all the time. You know what I mean? So Joshua added to his trainer, and Joshua looked like he's better for it. What do you think?
He added somebody to his camp.
Yeah. He added some Latino guy there. He's with Joshua like a 20. He's like Joshua 24-hour coach. He calls him for everything. And then Robert McCracken's still mainly the head coach. He wanted Jonathan Banks to do the same thing. He wanted Jonathan Banks to train him alongside Robert McCracken. And Jonathan said, "No, I'm either the head coach or I'm not. I don't do that." So, but Jonathan Banks, but Andy Joshua still calls him for tips and that. He still calls him and asks him. He still asks him all the stuff. I'm not talking for Jonathan Banks. He was telling me. He still calls him. Talking about Jonathan Banks, Triple G performance yesterday, 2 days ago. But what's your take on anyway? Adding to the camp first, anyway. Joshua adding to the camp or Yard adding to the camp. This minus what?
Hey man, different strokes for different folks.
There you go. That's the answer to that one. Yeah. So what do you think of the?
If I come in to train Anthony Joshua, everybody got to go. Everybody got to go. And I would tell him that. I can't go in there and do my job effectively if I got somebody whispering in your ear. I can't do my job effectively if I got somebody undermining what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you're right. You need someone.
I don't need that. So you either trust my vision or I don't need to come here.
100%. That's your answer.
You know,
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. I've been there. A few times I've been there, and I understand what I'm doing, and I don't need nobody there second guessing what I'm doing.
100%.
I don't need it. I can teach him. If Anthony looked pretty good in this fight, in his last fight, he looked pretty good. But he did what I expected him to do. He did what I expected him to do, and I told Ingrid that pull-up wasn't going to be enough for Anthony Joshua. You know, I know what I'm doing. I've been here for a long time, and I know just what I'm doing. If I come in to train a boxer, I don't want nobody there second guessing what I'm doing. I don't want nobody there whispering in the fighter's ear. I'm telling the fighter one thing, and I don't need somebody behind my back telling him, no, you should have did this here, you should have did that, you should have did this, you should have did that. And that puts doubt in the boxer's mind.
Yeah, it does.
So I don't want it. So if Anthony Joshua was ask me to come to him, I'd say, hey man, I hate to stick a pin in your balloon, but the other guys got to go.
Hey, what are you saying about coming to the UK? Are we still on that? We still on course for that next year? Glaserenko, the fight. So you got Babbage, yeah? So you got Babbage. You looked at the Babbage. I gave you all the material on the Babbage, the Savage. What's saying? Glaserenko, Babbage the Savage. What are you saying?
We want to get there. I think we're going to do 2 fights and then try to come into the UK, I tried to get with Anthony Joshua for that just before the pull-up fight, but he informed us too late because Anthony fought one day and Glaserenko fought the next day. By the time he asked us to come, it had been 2 weeks before we got the visa, and by the time we got there, it had been time to turn around and come back. So
where'd you come for? You talking about sparring?
Yeah, for the pull-up fight.
Where was it? Where was the sparring gonna be? Sheffield?
Huh?
Was it gonna be Sheffield? Yeah.
Well, wherever Anthony had the camp at.
Oh yeah, I think it was Sheffield, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that would have been good, man. I would have came, man. If you was there, I'd have came with you, man.
Yeah, I would have came up there. I wanted to come. I'm looking forward to getting in there,
Yeah, getting your guys.
Every time I get an opportunity to enter a camp, I take Glaserenko in the camp. I want Glaserenko to learn from his escapades in these training camps. I want him to learn. I want him to be in it. And then you get people come up, well, you might get a sparring partner mentality. The only people that get sparring partner mentality is those people who have a sparring partner mentality. Mm-hmm. Then you have other people who come in there, they're looking to educate themselves and go on to get higher learning. Dillian White, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, and numerous other fighters have come through the training camp with Vladimir Klitschko. So the only people that's going to get affected by the sparring and become a sparring partner mentality is those people who are striving to be a sparring partner, not those people who are looking to educate themselves.
Yeah, 100%. Well, hopefully when you checked out the Savage, who do you want to partner up with? You want to partner Eddie Hearn, try and get some fights. Glad sign up Eddie Hearn a couple of fights. What's say you? Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, what?
I want to see the best offer. Who has the best offer?
Who has the best offer on the table?
Yeah, the best offer.
Well, I think obviously that Eddie.
I don't want to make no mistakes with this young man. I don't want to make no mistakes with his career. I've been around long enough to know a good offer when I see one.
Yeah. Well, Eddie Hearn has got all the heavyweights, man. He's got all the heavyweights locked down in it. So he's got most of them. He's got the majority of them in England. That seems. And obviously Anthony Joshua's with that. So obviously you have to set something up in the new year. What do you think of Triple G's performance with Jonathan Banks? He looked really good, But the opponent wasn't that good, but I like what I saw. His defense was better. Head movement. I think if he fights Canelo, I think he'll bring something else to the table. Triple G.
Well, that's the only fight out there for him, outside from the Charlo fight. He doesn't seem to want. He doesn't seem to want that.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I'd like to see him and Canelo do it again.
Yeah.
I would like to see him do it again. You know, ASAP. He's a good fighter. Triple G is a good fighter.
Solid, man. He looked really good. He busted up that kid bad, bro. But I felt he busted it. He opened up that kid really good. And he didn't usually take shots to give one. He didn't take that many. But Banks, his head movement was good. I actually try to get Banks. I'll try to get Banks on the phone probably tomorrow.
Yeah, but that guy, I mean, the guy who fighting wasn't on Triple G's level.
No,
he wasn't on Triple G's level.
Nah, he wasn't.
Just as Callum Smith wasn't on Canelo's level.
Nah. Yeah, you're right. Callum Smith, you're right. Yep.
Just not, you know, I mean, for all intent and purposes, they came out and they tried, but it just wasn't on that level. You know, it wasn't on that level. So I'm looking for something big from Triple G because the clock is ticking on him now. He gotta make it or break it, you know.
One of them young lions are gonna catch up with him. Now, one of them lions is the Canelo, the Charlo lions, man. They're gonna catch up with him. So, you know, you have to see that forward.
So why does it take them all this long to fight? You know, because they're concerned about it.
Well, Jonathan Banks is the one who makes the decisions now, isn't it? Or is it?
Jonathan Banks is the trainer. He don't make no decisions.
Well, he has say though. I'm sure Triple G he's the boss. I mean, the fight is really the boss, isn't he?
Well,
no.
He got to make a decision now because the clock is ticking on him.
Yeah.
So they're gonna try to go in and get a payday and get out alive. That's all.
Yeah.
They'll try to go in and get a payday and get out alive. You know.
100%.
That's all I can see. You know.
Yeah,
but I mean, he can't do another fight like he had the other night because the fans is not gonna like it. They're not gonna buy it.
No, he knew that though. He did say that before the fight. He said, "Pete, give this guy a chance. You know, he's the number one ranked for his belt." So, but the funny thing is, they said he made 21 defenses of the championship, and I was like, "How did you make 21 defenses?" I swear he just lost the Canelo the other day. So how has he got 21 defenses? But apparently that belt wasn't on the line. I think the IBF belt wasn't on the line. So they're trying to say he made 21 consecutive defenses. I'm like, to beat Bernard Hopkins' record. I'm like,
well, most of the guys that Triple G has beaten has been junior middleweights.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, they have.
You know?
They haven't been middleweights, but they've campaigned at the middleweight division, but they were primarily like light middleweights and stuff like that. I mean, people making a mockery of the sport, and there's no one really to check people, you know. I mean, they're saying anything. They said Cecilia Brackus the other day, she was about to beat Joe Lewis's record. I said, what? I said, how's she gonna beat Joe Lewis's record when they're fighting for 2 minutes? And then Joe Lewis was the undisputed heavyweight champion when they used to fight 15 rounds, 3 minutes. And this guy was trying to say that Cecilia Brackus was gonna beat the record. Oh, you crazy? I mean. Insane, man.
No, that's a bit much.
It is.
That's a bit much.
And there's no one to. You see, your school. There's no one to check people on the fact checking. You know, at the same time, there's no one to tell these people that you're out of whack, man. You can't be saying that stuff.
Not the same. It's not the same. And Joe Lewis was doing 15 rounds.
15 rounds. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 15 rounds. And they women are fighting 2 minutes. It's like amateurs. Amateurs fight 2 minute rounds.
Mm-hmm.
The men and the women, they should be fighting. If they're professional, they should be fighting 3 minutes. I mean, that's the argument, you know, the argument raging. But I think if there was more 3 minutes, there'd be more injuries. But then that's the best ride to the rest, I guess, isn't it? The cream ride to the top. I mean, they train 3 minutes anyway. So, you know.
I just think that Canelo and Triple G need to go ahead and do this right now. This year, 2021, they need to go ahead and make the fight.
Yeah, Canelo doesn't want to fight him.
Huh?
Yeah, Canelo doesn't want to fight him. He's not interested.
Yeah, I think he will. When they put them donuts on the table, he'll fight. Once they put them donuts on the table, that'll change everything. You know?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think Eddie's in control now. I think Eddie's gonna try and put him towards
So Triple G got to fight either Canelo or either Charlo. He got to fight somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, the people are just not going to accept him.
Fighting bums, man.
Yeah, they don't want to hit. They want to fight. They want to see fights. You know.
100%. Well, the year's wrapped up. What do you think of this year in total so far, and in boxing? In terms of the big main events, was it a good year in boxing?
It was so-so. It was so-so because a lot of fights have not been made, man. I want to make the fights that count, man. You know, it's like they holding up boxing. You know, everybody's playing the executive vice presidents and stuff. You know, go out there and establish yourself and fight. Yeah, I know that everybody wants to get paid, but come on, man. You know, it's dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of fans that want to see the fight. Everybody's sitting around playing chess.
But that might be due with the coronavirus as well, and how much money people can get because there's no fans attending. But the way things are going in London right now, we're in tier 4. We have like a system of how severe the infection rate is, and we're in tier 4. So basically, we're in lockdown, man. We can't leave London. People outside London can't come into London. If they do, they get arrested. That's what we're in right now. So there's not effectively. I'm not sure if there's any boxing going on.
Yeah, well, I'm at pretty much on lockdown too.
Where you at?
I'm in New Jersey.
Jersey. Where you at? You in
Newark, New
oh,
Jersey.
you're in Newark, New Jersey. Okay, Newark. Okay, cool.
Newark, New Jersey. It's the biggest city, the largest city in New Jersey where I'm at. You know.
What's that place where Hurricane Carter come from? Where that? Patterson. And where's Rawway? Rawway's in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, Patterson and Rawway is about 35, 40 minutes from where I live at. Patterson is about 35, 40 minutes from where I live at.
Where's Khalid? Where's Khalid from? Where's Khalid from?
Huh?
Khalid, where he at?
He's from Camden. That's down at the bottom. That's an hour away from where I live at. An hour, maybe an hour, 20 minutes from where I live at.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, tell me about your lockdown, because our lockdown, we got the queues going on for food and stuff like that. You know, restaurants are shut. What's your one saying?
Everything is locked up. Everything is locked up, and the stores that they're allowed to open have to be closed at about 7 o'clock.
Oh yeah, 7 o'clock, real?
Yeah.
Oh man, so how you
7 o'clock? Some of them got to be closed 8 o'clock, but they got to close.
So what about exercising? And what about the gyms? They allowed to be open?
No, the gyms that when you go into a gym, I go in the gym early in the morning. There's only 2 or 3 people in the gym.
We're not our gyms are not allowed to be open though.
Ours are not about it. We open. You know, we go on the download. You know, we.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah.
We walk past the duck inside and they lock the door.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I got the key to the gym as well. I got the key to the gym. I'm gonna have to be doing that. I'm gonna have to do it on the download this week, man, because I need to get some work in.
But this thing is serious, man. It's serious. It's killing people here in New Jersey and New York. It's killing. This shit is killing people.
Yeah. It's idleness and people overweight. And you know, you're quite active. You exercise yourself. You keep yourself nice and healthy. You eat healthy as well, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I know. You quite healthy and stuff like that. And you keep your mind active. That's why we taught the boxing. You know, we watched the boxing.
I came back from the Ukraine just now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was in Ukraine for 6 weeks.
So what happened then? How long has New Jersey been locked down? Did he just locked down recently?
New Jersey been locked down now for about 4 weeks.
Oh man! So we'll see in the Ukraine. What's Ukraine?
They're trying to stem the tide of this thing, you know. And I was in Ukraine, and the gyms there were open. The gyms there in Ukraine were opened, you know. And I was there training for Bashir, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I try to wear a mask when I can. You know, I try to wash my hands. I try to do all the things that you're supposed to do. You know? And by the will of God, you know, I haven't been affected thus far. You know, I rode back on the plane, and there was a lot of room on the plane. It was a nice ride on the plane, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's well, boy. That's well, man. It was, it's just, it's affecting everyone. It's mental health, but that's why we need to keep exercising the mind and keep the mind talking about boxing and keep things going on. The Christmas period, for a lot.
I just want boxing to come back.
I do.
I want boxing to come back.
I do.
I saw where Anthony Yard wants to talk about a rematch with Lyndon Arthur. But I'm saying a rematch for what? I'm just saying a rematch for what? He needs to just go ahead on and start getting his application together, because he fought a turf. His strategy was in the basement for the last fight.
Mm-hmm.
He followed Lyndon Arthur around the ring all night. Lyndon Arthur politely jabbed him to his head all night long. And then when he goes to the corner and says, "Oh, I'm having problems getting around his jab," and they tell him lions in the camp. I'm like, what?
No, actually, he didn't. He actually said it. Tunde asked him a question, and he said lions in the camp. He said it himself.
Oh, he said it.
Yeah, he said it. Yeah. Because that went
out.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought those. He said, "Okay, lions in the camp."
No. So Yard said it. That's what went out.
Okay, all right. Well, Anthony Yard, you need to duck and jab back, block and counter, not lions in the camp.
Block and counter, slip, slide, get inside. You work the body, work it. That's what I said. Work the body, cut the ring down, and get this kid out of here.
Look. At a certain point in the fight, I felt like he should say, "You know what? I got to make something happen. I got to make something happen because I'm falling behind in this fight.
Yeah.
I got to make something happen." He wasn't throwing no combination punches at all.
No.
Until later on, 11th, 12th round. Just he wasn't throwing no combinations.
Let me ask you a question, yeah. See Anthony Yard, yeah, and a lot of fighters like him in terms of, how can I put this, accomplishments. Some of them feel like they've made it already. That he's got Adidas still. He does modeling. He's on adverts. He had a couple of belts. He's got numerous knockdowns. I think some of them are just happy with what they have, and as far as they're concerned, they've made it. I feel like what Marvin Hagler said. It's hard to go train, early in the morning when they're coming out of silk sheets. You know what I mean? I look at the Yard and he looks privileged. He's got a lot of things going for himself, and I think he come with that privileged mentality. When back in the days, even though guys are privileged and they had certain things, they used to come in and fight like the underdogs. And it's the mindset. Because I remember you put the mindset in me when you're a fighter, you go to another guy's home thing. Don't expect no favoritism. Don't expect anyone to be nice to you. You put the mindset is that you're here to do business and no one's going to be your friend. I think people have kind of lost that concept of thinking we're too busy trying to be cool with everyone and not really coming in to do the business. What's your take on that?
I think that every fighter would do him or herself a favor by coming to the ring with the underdog mentality.
Yes.
I think they would do themselves a favor by coming to every ring they come to. They got to have the mindset that I'm in somebody else's hometown, even though they may be home. It's just a mindset, even though you might be right down the street from your house, you got to come in there like the guy or the girl who's coming from behind, who's expected to lose, and I got to go out here and I got to take out the opposition.
Mm-hmm.
I got to run over them. Vlad Sarenko in his last fight, I thought from where I was sitting in, I thought, hey Vlad, you need to take this guy out. He said the guy is difficult to fight. He's got this, that. I said, yeah, but these are the kind of guys that you got to beat. These are the guys that you got to dominate. Yeah, I know it's easier said than done, but I still got to say it. You should take this guy out. This guy, he's a little bit awkward. He's throwing punches back. But come on, man, you got to sit down on your punches and rip through this guy and go through this guy like a hot knife through butter. I don't want you to come in the corner and I'm in the corner feeling sorry for you. You're a fighter. I'm your trainer, and I'm telling you, we need to take this guy out. This guy don't need to be going the distance with you. What kind of message are we sending to the world if you let this guy go the distance with you?
That's
I don't want the guy, if he's listening to this here or he's to hear this here, I don't want him to take offense. But I'm saying, I'm feeding my fighter the information that he needs to be fed. You need to knock this guy out. You need to step to this guy, work his body, then go on top and knock him out. You need to knock him out. You need to put some urgency in your step. Don't just go out there and box to go the distance or box to win the fight. Go out there and say, no, I want blood. I want to taste blood. I want to knock this guy out. I'm pushing my guy to be better. I'm pushing my guy to new heights. I don't want him to be all relaxed. Now you're 15-0. Now you got two guys with the distance with you. Two guys with the distance. You gotta get that mentality that I am going to knock you out. And if I don't knock you out, guess what? I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. If I can't knock you out, I'm gonna bust you up. That's the mentality. Hey, boxing is kill or be killed. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. And if the trainers, if the teachers don't get in the head of the boxers inside the training camps, I don't want to train no boxing in the locker room. There ain't no place to train no boxing. In the locker room, I just want you to focus on the task at hand. Let me wrap your hands up, let you warm up, and go out there and take care of business. But I don't want to get in the locker room trying to teach no boxing. I don't want to be in the locker room. I don't want to be the guy in the locker room. Now remember, don't throw two jabs. Those two jobs and then hook up there. I don't want to stop talk. I don't like to do that in the locker room. There's no place for that. In the locker room, you're focused on what you are going to do in that fight. So warm up and go out there and handle your business. But I don't want to be in the one in the locker room saying, look, don't forget to come back with the hook and don't throw the uppercut when you're over here. And this. I don't want to do that there. I don't want to second guess our training. So I'm pushing Vlad to excellence. Because if you don't have that resource in mind for excellence, then you're going to get hurt. You're going to hurt. You're going to get hurt because there are guys out there who want it. You know what I'm saying? There are guys out there who really, really want it. And they're going to try to push past anybody that's there. So I got to toughen them up, Now you got two guys that went the distance with you. You can't let that happen again. You can't let that happen again. And you can, and people in the gym, it's the losers in the gym. Losers always, one guy in the gym says, oh, you can't knock everybody out. I said, who said that you can't knock everybody out? Well, you can't. I said, but who said that? Prove it to me. Prove it to me that you can't knock everybody out. Well, that's not realistic. Why it's not realistic? Because you're saying it. Because that's what your concept is. But my concept is everybody can be knocked out. There's a way to knock everybody out. You had Muhammad Ali and Wilfred Benitez and countless other boxers. If you look if you go to history said, well, Muhammad Ali wasn't a big puncher. Wilfred Benitez wasn't a big puncher. But when you look at their records and see all the knockouts they got arrested, well, if they're not big punchers, then how did they get all these knockouts? Mm-hmm. They got the knockouts because of the art.
They got knockouts because of the what?
Because of the art of boxing. This sport is called boxing. It's not called punching. It's not called slugging. The name of the sport is called boxing. Muhammad Ali, Wilfred Benitez got all those knockouts because of their boxing skill. It's not no fun. If somebody is hitting you and you're not hitting them, then you don't know what's going through the fighter's mind when they go back and sit on that stool. When they go back and sit on that stool, they're like saying, damn, I'm hitting, this guy's hitting me, but I'm not hitting him. I don't want to play no more.
Mm.
I'm out of here.
Yes, that's right. Hitting up.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, hitting up.
Knockout.
Yeah.
TKO, knockout means the same thing.
Yes, yes, yes.
If somebody beating on me and I can't hit them back, I don't want to play no more.
Yeah, yeah. Bravery. But that's what happened to Daniel Dubois. You know, Daniel Dubois took a beating.
But you know what? I think Daniel Dubois was ahead in that fight at the time of the fight that he stopped.
He wasn't ahead of nothing. Not my scorecard. He was losing all the rounds, man. I only had like 2 rounds. He was getting his out. He was getting pinned up from a minute. That double jab was working overtime.
I got to look at the fight again. I thought that he was ahead.
Nah, that's how they had him officially. But no, not on my card. No, sir. No, sir.
Let me look at. I thought I had him ahead. But you know what? I don't blame Daniel Dubois. He shouldn't have had to do that. His corner should have done that. He shouldn't have had to take a knee. He took a knee to save his life. That guy, there was no ophthalmologist in the corner. There was no eye doctor there. Mm-hmm. They don't know to what extent that eye was damaged. When you got a one-eyed fighter of that caliber, okay, mm-hmm. of that caliber, you save that guy from himself. You don't go out there and let your fighter get all beaten up and damaged up. No, you save him. The eyes swell up. That means on the left side, he can't see anything. He can't see overhand rights. He can't see proposed jabs. He has an impairment. So what you say, okay, let me save my guy. Let me throw in the towel and say, okay, you know, Joe Joyce, good fight, you win today, you know, but I'm going to save my fighter. But don't be so proud that you got to keep saying, go back out there, take the jab to the body, take the jab to the head, come back with the right hand. The guy, eye is swollen badly. Badly. You don't want the guy to risk his life to win a fight. Life comes before the victory of boxing. You know, so I think that the corner should have stopped that fight. You got a valuable athlete in Daniel Dubois. Preserve him. You know? Wait 1 minute.
Okay. I was just gonna bring up when Mr. Bashir comes back. I was gonna bring up one of his fights. What's it? Monty 2 Barrett versus Thingy Valiev. I was gonna bring up. So when he comes back, we talk about that fight. Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say to the people listening, for them to check it out, exactly what Mr. Bashir is talking about. It's not the same as Daniel Dubois, but we're talking about a life and death situation where when I watched it, my mouth was open. So we're talking about Nikolai Valiev versus Monty 2 Guns Barrett. Is it Barrett? His name Barrett?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Bashir's in the corner, and the referee wasn't gonna stop the fight. And Mr. Bashir is watching this fight, and Valiev's like 7 foot, and he's really giving it to Monty Barrett. I'm talking, you can see something bad's gonna happen, and Mr. Bashir, luckily, you know, stop the fight. You know, we should be talk on it. Tell them about the fight. That's a fight for you guys to go and check. If you know what Mr. Bashir is talking about, we're talking about life and death.
Yeah, you can go to YouTube and check the fight out.
Yeah.
But you know what? The day when I look back on that fight, I look back at the fight and I said, damn, I should have stopped this fight 2 rounds before I did.
Yeah.
There were clear signs that I should have stopped the fight 2 rounds before I did. Because I should have, but the people in the corner pulling my pants leg, pulling my jacket. No, let him go another round. He gonna come back. And I knew wasn't nobody gonna come. The guy was too tired. He was too tired. He had been wrestling with this big, strong guy. Nikolai Valiev was close to 268 in that fight, 268 pounds. He was big. They said one weight, but that wasn't the weight. At the beginning of the fight, they said he was 238. No, he was 268. At the weight, he was 268. And when I look back at the fight today, I said I should have stopped this fight 2 rounds before I did. So I motioned to the referee in the round that I stopped it, I motioned the referee. I was telling him, motioning to him to stop the fight. And the referee was like, with his hands low, he was saying, motion to me to just wait a minute, just wait a minute. And I said, just wait a minute. And I just stepped in the ring and walked over to him. I walked over to him and said, the fight's over.
Yeah, you did. You got in the ring. You got in the ring.
Yeah, I got in the ring.
Yeah.
And the guy said, well, you know, we could disqualify you for stepping in the ring. I said, man, I don't care what it is. I'm trying to save my fighter from getting injured.
Yeah, you didn't give a shit. I know you did, because when I watched it, I was horrified. You can see, I mean, it was really bad, man. I was looking at like Emil Griffiths and Benny Kip Pereira. It was looking like that. It was coming to the point where he was fighting back, but he was helpless, man. It was helpless, and he was like all around the ropes. It was, you know what I mean? And even the commentary, Jim Lampley goes, "Thank God for Mr. Bashir." I mean, you can hear the Mr. You know, he goes, "This fight needs to be stopped." And that referee, what the heck was that referee doing?
Exactly. He was watching the fight.
Wait, I've seen situations like Victor Lachlan and Eubank Jr. versus Nick Blackwell. That's another one. You know, the situation, the referee wasn't starting. What was his referee on? I mean, he's getting his head knocked off, and this kid went into a coma after. You know, what happened to Bunny Barron after that fight? How was he? What was his condition? Did he go ambulance? You know, tell us about it. Like, you know, how was his state of mind after the fight? Was he okay or what?
Yeah, Monty was fine after the fight.
He was?
Monty, to this day, when I see Monty in New York, Monty talks like a college professor.
Okay.
And I'm really happy about that, you know. He's always got some kind of business idea, you know. He's always in New York. Him and Zab Judah hangs out together a lot, you know. But he's all right. He's in good spirits. He can talk well. He can think well. He can walk. So everything is good with Monty Barry. You know, the people in boxing now, they're put winning the fight ahead of human life. And that's why you have so many casualties in the sport. That's why you have so many casualties and sometimes fatalities in the sport, because the people in the corner are not responsible. A lot of times they're not responsible people.
100%. They're getting paid. But I said with Daniel Dubois, I've seen guys like today, they fought with orbital bones and other people with eye swelling, but they know how to move their head and they know how to block. They even fought with one hand over the eye just to protect it to try and win the fight. You know, I've seen situations like that. But you know, the corner, I don't know what the corner was on the instructions. Like you said, it wasn't really giving instructions like what he needs to do to win the fight. He needs to move his head. He needs to be faster. You know, there's loads of things he could have done, but Daniel Dubois, not Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce had the perfect game plan, and he was just relaxed, like you said, being in a fight where you have like long distance, like 12 rounds ahead of you. You need to be relaxed, man. You don't want your muscles tightening up, no?
Right. That's right. I think that Anthony Joshua is going to vacate the belt. I think Tyson Fury is going to vacate the belt to make that fight.
Nah, man.
You don't think so?
Why would they vacate the belt when there's so much money on the line? The sanctioning body's going to get paid, right?
Let me tell you something. And let me tell you something. In UK, it doesn't make a difference. If they go in there and say that we got the Ring magazine belt and that's what we fight for, it's still going to draw the people. Yeah. But if those organizations, yeah, I'm telling you what's going to happen. They're going to go with the Ring magazine belt and say we're fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world, and everybody's going to go for it. But nobody's going to hold them over the barrel.
Yeah, no, you're right. Lennox Lewis.
You know why? Because the WBO, the WBA, the IBF, and the WBC, they would be a fool not to take the money that's involved with that fight.
But that's what I just said. The WBO, they don't want to be out in the cold for Usyk. I mean, they can make some money with Usyk and Joe Joyce. That's going to do numbers. That'll do some decent numbers.
You know what I would do?
Yeah.
I would put them on the undercard to that fight.
Oh, that's a good idea. That'd be great. And then the winner fights, obviously, Joshua or Fury, right?
Yeah. Winner fight to winner.
That's what, you know, the funny thing, people, Mr. Bashir, because obviously you missed Usyk all the way to the championship when he was a cruiserweight, right? So you always told me that you feel like Usyk would beat Joshua and he would beat Fury. and he would beat Wilder. Are you still staying by stand by them claims?
Well, based on what I've seen lately, I have to second guess that.
When he was with you, you was confident, right? But now he's not with you. You're not so confident. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I he's changed a lot in his style.
Flat-footed,
You
right?
know, I would have in the Derek Chisora fight. I felt that Derek Chisora didn't fight the way I thought he was going to fight. Derek Chisora came out wild, throwing a lot of haymakers. And by the 6th or 7th round, Derek Chisora was gassed out.
He was.
I would have had Usyk settle down and take the fight to Derek Chisora. Of course, on angles. Of course, behind feints with a good jab. I would have had him take it to Derek Chisora. But Usyk kept moving around the ring, moving around the ring. And Chisora couldn't get much done, and Usyk couldn't get much done. Usyk got enough done to win the fight. But I thought that he could have done better if he had settled down and got behind his jab and start taking the fight to Derek Chisora. Of course, on angles. You want to approach the situation from angles. But I didn't think that Derek Chisora had enough energy to stop it. I thought he was gassed out. I don't think that he had enough time. I think that at that point that Usyk could have had him. He could have stopped Derek Chisora. You know?
I think so.
But now, Usyk, Joe Joyce in the pros is right now, the jury is out because Usyk changed the style a little bit. I don't know what he's doing there,
What kind of style do you see? He's more flat-footed, man. When you had him, he was moving around, bouncing. You know what I mean? He wasn't getting hit, and that's the type.
And he wasn't working a consistent jab. A southpaw jab is a difficult jab to deal with.
Yeah.
Especially when you're nimble with your feet and you're bouncing in and out. And that southpaw jab is a hard jab to deal with. He's not doing that. So that's why I give Joe Joyce, I'll let him get in the picture,
Mm-hmm. The 12-round fight, Joe Joyce, they only done 3 rounds, and he got wobbled and everything like that.
That was 5. I think that was 5 rounds with him when Joyce Usyk fought. That was 5 rounds.
Oh, that was 5 rounds, yeah. And how many?
That was the World Super Series.
Yeah, World Super Series, 5 rounds, and that was good. That was a good scrap, man. That was a good scrap. That was enjoyable. Usyk bun him up in that one, but Usyk was more flat-footed. They when he with you, throat like about fight, sting like a bee. You had him buzzing, man. You had him moving around, gliding. He was gliding. That's the time they used to say Big Usyk. They used to call him Big Lomachenko.
Because it's how I trained him.
Yeah.
A lot of times the guys don't want to do that there. Even Bashir, he gets upset with me sometimes, and I go back to him and I pull him aside quietly. I say, this is essential. We have got to do this here because we never know which one of those rounds in the fight that you're going to get pushed hard when you got to spend 2, maybe 3 rounds worth of energy in one round.
Mm-hmm.
Those are rounds like that there. A guy hits you, he's going to go for it, and he might be forced to spend 2 or 3 rounds worth of energy. These rounds that I'm putting you through in the gym here will suffice you when you get in the tough rounds in the fight.
Yeah.
We going this when you deal with big money like this here. Everything is a risk.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is a risk. So I'm on top of my game when I'm teaching Bashir. I told him I thought you should have stopped that guy. I thought you should have stopped him. We can't let another one get away. We cannot let another one get away. I don't want to hear it.
Is your fight on YouTube?
I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna send it over to you.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. You know what I mean? I like to see that. Like, if it ain't uploaded nowhere, I'll upload it on my channel. So we can do some commentary on it. We can do some commentary, and that'll be good. You know what I mean? And then
you can check YouTube. I don't know whether they're not, but if not, I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
I thought that Bashir took his feet off the gas. I think if he put more pressure on the guy, opened up on the guy, I think that he could have did something.
Let me ask you, when you work, Mr. Bashir, do you work by yourself or do you work with others?
I had a cut man in the corner, me and another team member in the corner with me. I had a cut man in the corner, and I had another team member in the corner. That's all we needed, 3 people in the corner.
Yeah, like people.
That wasn't the problem. The problem was that Vlad was just, I don't know where his head was. He was just a little too laid back for me, you know.
Well, people,
And I
people,
said to Vlad in the fight, I said, listen, trust yourself. Cut this ring down and take the fight to him.
mm-hmm.
I kept pushing him. I didn't want to, and then Vlad got cut over the left eye, over his right eye. He got cut. It wasn't nothing better but a nick, but it was bleeding. And it kind of rattled him a little bit, And the fact that the guy was fighting back, and that kind of rattled him a little bit because he had never experienced that. That was his first 10-round fight, and he had never experienced being cut. And then the guy was throwing punches back. So yeah, he got rattled a little bit, but I told him that's part of boxing. Good that you experienced that in this fight. Now you know what to do next time it happens.
Yeah. I understand.
But that's part of boxing.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of boxing. You got to just be down to the P's and Q's and try to get, because these fights going to get tough. That fight that wasn't a tough fight. This wasn't a tough fight. No. The fights ahead of us is the tough fights.
Yeah.
Those fights ahead of us is tough fights. Those are the ones. This kind of guy that he fought the other night, he should have took him out.
Yeah.
He should have took him. He should have stepped it up. And not because the guy was a bad guy, but it would have been like a feather in his cap if he had taken this guy out.
Mm-hmm.
This guy wasn't tough. He was minimally, minimally, he was tough. But I felt that Vlad had enough to take him up out of there. And he didn't do it. He let him get away.
Yeah. 100%, man. Boy, Miss Bashir, we covered a lot of ground and stuff like that. I'm actually like, boy, with Gladsarenko. Yeah, I want to see Gladsarenko. You've been working with him. I think is it in 3 years now? Was it 3 years? 4 years?
4.
4 years now. How many pro fighters?
4 years. 4 years. We started from the ground up. I couldn't even get nobody in the Ukraine to look at him. And now he's 15-0 with 13 KOs. 4 years later.
That's what's up. Now let me ask you a question. Now, you're in a position like you were with Usyk, right? Are you going to manage or what? Because these guys fighters, you build them up, and then people want to come in and take them and whisper in their ear. So you gonna manage this one, or what's going on?
You know what? Like I told England, I said when a fighter doesn't want to be with you no more, you can't hold them. You can have a contract. They'll always find a way to get out of contracts. The only thing that you do is waste a lot of money on lawyers in court, and you still 8 out of the 10 times they try to get out of the contract, they be successful. But my mother told me once, she said, when you're doing business with people or you're doing labors for people, she said, do the right thing, son. She said, because God is watching. She said, God don't like ugly, and good things don't come to bad people. So she said, you go out there and do your job and do it right and do what I taught you to do. Not what you think you should do, not what other people do to you. She said, you go out there and do what I taught you to do. And God will smile on your efforts. And so, I'll live by that. And I'll live by that until I'm dead. I'm not going to go out there and wish nothing bad on nobody or try to bring nothing bad on nobody. My mother said, just do the right thing. Do the best you can. And she said, God will smile on your efforts. And I rest with that,
Yeah, you're right. Well, that's a good way to be.
Yeah, I'm with Gladsarenko, and I hope that he appreciates that there. I took him in when nobody would take him on. I took him on when nobody would take him on. And now he's 15-0 with 13 KOs 4 years later. So I hope that we can go to the end of the rainbow together, That's how it is.
Yeah. I hear that. All right, Mr. Bashir, man. Listen, man. It's always been education. People love listening. Love listening to anything. Obviously, I listen to you in Ingram's when you do a post as well. So
Yeah. I look. I try to be positive about what I do.
Yeah, man.
I'm not perfect, but I try to be positive about what I do. And I'm passionate about teaching boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very passionate about teaching boxing. And when I see people out there uh, trying to push off BS on people like that's boxing, I sit back and I observe and I say, that's not boxing. That's BS.
Mm-hmm.
I know boxing. You can't fool me. So I put my lock, stock, and trade in the sport of boxing. I'm going to be there for as long as I can.
Well, hopefully that's 20 years. I mean, I learned so much from you, this conversation about obviously the mindset of going into a fight, and obviously talking about, when you're the head honcho, you're the head boss. When you come into a new situation, you get rid of all the hangers on, the whispering in the ear, and all them things. I think Manuel Stewart had the problem with that when Hearns was facing Hagler. Had people all the hangers on, they massaged his leg or something like that. Before Hearns went out there to fight Hagler.
They were doing all kinds of stuff. Even the first time when he fought Sugar Ray, you just got to watch the people that's around your boxers when you go into the big fights. You only want positive people around. You only want people around that can be trusted because there's so many people in the boxing camp that they'll smile on your face, but they're all the time they're looking to cut your throat.
Yeah. Oh,
envy, jealousy, insecurity, whole bunch of reasons.
In the professional game, actually, it's the same in the amateurs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of people. It's just the nature of people. There are people that cut your throat. That's how it is. They'll cut your throat.
Well, this is shit.
When I come in to train a guy, then I tell the guys, look, man, I want to train you. If you want me here to train you, I'll train you. I'll teach you. But I can't have nobody second guess me. I can't have nobody going behind my back saying, well, this guy Bashir, he's changing this and he's doing that. He thinks, of course they're going to be changed. I'm no yes man. Of course there's going to be change. But not change that you won't be comfortable with. I'm a teacher, man. I'm a teacher. And I'm going to try to teach what I teach. Sometimes I think that boxers are afraid of success. They're afraid to go to school. They're afraid for somebody to teach them the proper way to do something. Mm. Well, I'm used to doing it this way. I'm saying, yeah, but that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I know you're used to doing that way. That's why you brought me in because what your way wasn't working. So I'm going to introduce this way to you.
Exactly.
Try it this way. All we're doing is after you just try it. It's not no deep science, Here's my concept of boxing. Here, I'm gonna give you the package. You go through that package and find out what you can use and what you can't use. I know what I'm doing. I know well what I'm doing. Okay.
All right, that's it, man. Hey, Mr. Bashir. All right, we'll probably catch up. All right, but we don't catch up. Have a very we don't celebrate Christmas, by the way, because you're Muslim, but
yeah, but we be in touch before then.
Yeah, we definitely get in touch anytime you want. You just hit me up and that. And look, the London thing is still optional. That's the one. Mr. Bashir, bring. Hey, the Bavis, the Savage,
I'm looking forward to it.
Glasarenko. That's what we want to see. All right, thanks, Mr. Bashir. Thanks for coming over.
Okay.
All right, take care. Bye bye.
Good night,
Mr. Bashir, people, and we are done, boy. That was a good eventful conversation, wasn't it? Always good to talk to Mr. Bashir, I tell you that, mate. Always good. Where are we at? I didn't even you know what? I forgot to talk to him about this, innit? The Hall of Fame, man. I forgot to talk to him about the Hall of Fame. Damn, you know how things go quick. Time goes so quick, isn't it? Time goes so quick. The Hall of Fame. People were discussing it. The Boxing Hall of Fame, but, bring up. And I was hopefully Don Charles was supposed to come over. Got Jonathan Banks. Yeah, there you go. The International Boxing Hall of Fame. Dr. Margaret Goodman. She in there. Layla Ali. Floyd Mayweather. Vladimir Klitschko. I forgot to ask him about that. Andre Ward and and Wolf. Yeah, they're the next class of 2021. Beautiful class, man. There's actually more. There's actually more guys actually in that. Let me see. There's other notable. Let me see. 1 second. Other notable names in there. Cause I swear I saw them at the bottom. Let me see. Oh yeah, Davy Moore. Who else is there? Jackie Conn. Oh, Davy Moore as well. Davy Moore's been inducted in the Hall of Fame as well. There's other people I know. I don't really know their name. Jackie, Jackie McCoy and Freddie Brown. I don't know who that is, and some other people. But these are the main people are there though. But Davy Moore's being inducted as well. So that's a good look, man. I forgot to ask him about that, about the Hall of Fame. I think Mr. Bashir. I catch him on another one, man. But what's your guys? Let's read your comments anyway. Let's read your comments in the comment. Oh, there's quite a few comments in there, man. Didn't realize. Yes. EJ Dunn, trainer. Yeah, James Ali Bashir. Yeah, real OG. 100% Michael Thompson, man. I ain't heard Michael Thompson for a minute, man. Hey, Michael Thompson and Shan, man, you should get together, bro. Yo, Michael, yeah, sub to Lady Shan show, man. But hey, I'd like to see you two on the same show. That should be interesting. Smith will slap a lot. What's that? Smith was slapping a lot. Yeah, of his punches, excessively onto the body. Yeah, he was slapping. 100%. Justin K. Salute to EJ and Uncle Bashir. 100% cool. That's a funny name for a weight, innit? The weight, yeah, exactly. Why not call it super cruiserweight? That's a good point. That's a good point, man. That's true. You know what I mean? That makes sense, innit? There's cruiserweight, super cruiserweight, heavyweight. That would have been nicer. You know what? I'm gonna talk to what's his name? Jose Suleiman. I'm gonna call him up and actually tell him that. Change the name to Super Cruiserweight. That actually sounds better. That's a much better name. That's a more official. Good point, man. Good point. Thank you. Good point. What's it? Dan FEFC. That's a good point. Canelo was on PEDs. No, he was not, man. I know he probably was anyway. I don't know. Red meat, we know that. His drug testing is missing in action. Hey, you hating. You steady hating. You just, yeah, you be hating. Like, you be hating. Big up to EJ and salute. Yeah, thanks, man. Ned Kelly, what's going on? Respect to the great. Exactly. When you got Mr. Bashir, a legend of the game, talking boxing with you, you can, all you do is sit this, consume the knowledge, man. That's what it's about. This is what the boxing's about. That's what I love, man. Consuming the knowledge, you know. 100% Ned Kelly, man. No doubt, bro. GGG resume is a disgrace to the sport. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. 21 defenses. Lying, bro. Lying. You know what I'm saying? Got my man, Coach K. Yeah, what's up, Coach K? He's always got the good debate. He got the hot debates over there. Check out Nickel Valueworth versus Monty Barrett. That's a must watch. See Mr. Bashir, save Monty Barrett from, boy, he looked like he was going to get killed. That's a must watch for you guys. 100%. Make sure you watch that. You're going to get killed in there, That was very sad. How could I not ask Mr. Bashir about bloody Vitaly going to the Hall of Fame? That's crazy, man. That one's gone. That should have been a fourth on my mind. Canelo is the cheat, yeah, man. People, yeah, you can keep saying he is. I like his performance though. If they want to give him pound for pound number one on that right against Callum Smith, he deserves it, man. I mean, he deserves it for real. He does. You know what I mean? The way he dismantled Callum, I liked it, man. You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, it was very good. So that is it, people. That is it. I'm done, man. I'm done for tonight. It's getting late. See what other people are doing. I'm gonna play out with my normal, I love my martial arts music and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Play out my martial arts. So that's what we're gonna finish off on. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Don't waste your breath on the traitor. Let's finish him off.
Just you have a try. You aren't any match for me, you dog.
Son of a bitch!